We're rideshare drivers, we're united, and we're in Georgia. And we intend to continue to unite and bring in drivers until we have enough to make the difference that's needed. My name is Austin Gates, chairman and co-founder of Rideshare Drivers United Georgia. We are working to unionize Uber and Lyft drivers in Georgia. I've been driving personally for 2.5 years, and it didn't take me long at all to realize that people are being taken advantage of. There was a protest on May 8th that was scheduled already, and after the protest decided that this needs to be an organization that's ongoing, that we have some ground to stand on, that we can sustain ourselves, and that we can continue to advocate outside of just this protest, but on other aspects.
Members of Rideshare Drivers United Georgia meet every month to continue pushing for changes in their working environment.
The biggest thing that we are fighting for is safety for our drivers. We want to make sure that drivers aren't put at risk, as little risk as possible, and if there is an incident that comes up, we want accountability through the companies so that we know exactly who that passenger was.
When we pick up a passenger, they have our car, they have our license plate, they have our face. When I pick up someone and somebody else called for that ride, I have no way of knowing who that person is. They get in my car, I have no ID on them, so we have no type of security, and that's very important.
The wages are my #1 issue. Also, I've seen a change with Uber and Lyft to where they have like algorithms that determine who gets the ride. At one point, they said whoever's the closest by GPS, but a lot of people have debunked that and have proven that it's not about who's the closest. It's an algorithm based on what they feel you should get.
Their algorithms change so often, you as a driver can't adjust to them to keep your profits the same that they have always been.
I had one ride, 4 passengers, and I went 18 miles and they only paid me $4.18. Lyft is paying much better, but over the months they just went down. The prices on everything, our pay just decreased.
We see drivers making as little as 40% of what passengers pay on their ride, and we think that's completely unacceptable. Along with some other circumstances that allow drivers to make a lot less money than what the passenger will pay.
Both Uber and Lyft offer their drivers rental car programs that are advertised as quick and easy ways to get started, but there are many drawbacks to the programs.
These drivers aren't allowed to use these vehicles very much outside of driving for Uber and Lyft. They are required to work 35 to 45 hours a week, even to make the minimum payment per week on these cars, which is $1,000 a month. Lyft's own admission, they have admitted that they expect drivers to have to work at least 35 hours to make that $250 a week. We want to make sure the industry is sustainable for drivers and the community, including both the environment and in terms of take-home pay for drivers. So really 3 things that we focus on are safety, pay, and sustainability. And there's a whole list of demands that will be on our website as well. We're continuing to expand our membership. We're recruiting drivers every day. We want to continue building those ranks so that not only do we have the input from those drivers, but we also have the numbers when needed to take action. And in January of 2020, we want to roll out a public policy program to lobby on behalf of the drivers. So we want to make sure that those folks that are making the decisions are aware of the issue and they have both sides of the story.
We all know eventually autonomous cars are going to come into play, but that could take a while. What I would like to see in the meantime is rideshare drivers get a better and fair shake.
If we can get drivers together and actually get our voices heard, they would either have to do something or we could all just shut it down. Because basically all the drivers hold the power, but we have to get all the drivers involved or else nothing's gonna happen.
In order for it to be changed, we had to have a lot of people on board. Like Austin said, our first meeting, we had over 200 people. When you have dedication, everybody gonna start coming around.